Well, good day, everybody. Craig back at you. 2018 Honda Goldwing. You know what it is. You know what we do. Out and about again today. You see the title. Let's get right into it. Do I even need to be practicing this slow speed motorcycle parking lot bull jive that all these YouTubers keep saying, that you need to do? Do I really need to do that? There's some YouTubers out here, Rich and Cake from Boots and Jeans riders. They're doing slow speed drills in parking lots. Robert Simmons paying it forward. They're doing slow speed. He's doing slow speed drills. Majitsu, he's doing slow speed drills. Everybody's doing slow speed drills. Do I need to have all that bull jive, spend 6 hours, 10 hours, 15 hours in a parking lot? Well, the answer is yeah, absolutely, positively, you need it. As they have said before, and I am not good at slow speed skills, but they have said before, slow speed skills are something that might save your life at some point. So you really need to be proficient in it. And even before I started this video that I'm shooting right now, I went to the parking lot and I was practicing doing some U-turns, just trying to get better, more confident, trying to make that circle, that radius smaller that I can do a turn in. So I'm just, I'm actually doing it very wide. Close this a little bit. Doing it very wide, but I'm practicing to get better. One of the things that Robert Simmons always says, on a scale, I think of 1 to 10, what would you rate your slow speed skills? I'm about a 3. I'm being honest. I'm about a 3. So I'm getting out more, making it a regular routine of practicing in the parking lot before I go riding. But that being said, I had a conversation with Rich from Boots and Jeans Riders, and I kind of credit him and attribute this video to him based on the conversation we had. And while slow speed skills is very, 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 very important to master and be comfortable with, there are other things also that it's not the only thing that we really need to be comfortable with and proficient with, depending on what type of motorcycle riding that you want to do. So the thought that I had that came to mind was, I'll give you an example. So one of the people that I ride with, he wants to do distance riding. It's like, if he always says, hey, when you go on a trip, let me know. I would love to go with you. And so I took a trip. Well, I didn't take a trip with him, but I was telling him about a trip that I did. And I think it was the day I put on about, I don't know, 350 miles, 360 miles in a day. And he said to me, he goes, he said, if I had to go that far, I would just have to trailer my bike. I'm not going to be able to ride that far. Now, before everybody flames me, I have nothing against trailering your bike. If you need to put your bike on a trailer, if you feel more comfortable, some people for medical reasons, they can't ride long distances, that's fine. Put your bike on a trailer. Some people, they're going to bring their whole family when they go out, when they go on a vacation. So it's not feasible for them to ride their bike. Fine, put your bike on a trailer. Maybe you just have a brand new trailer that you want to play with. Fine, put your bike on your brand new trailer and trailer it. They have nothing against trailering your bike. You bought it, you want to use it, that's 100% okay with me. No shame in your game. But if in this particular case, this gentleman, it wasn't a situation where he wanted a trailer because of whatever reason. He says, I can't ride that far. So I said, well, how much riding do you do? He goes, well, I go out, on the weekends. I go 10 miles here, 20 miles here. I really can't go any more than 30 miles. And I know the kind of bike he has, and the kind of bike he has nothing to do, his bike can do it. He's got a touring bike. So I said, why don't you practice? Why don't you go out one day and start and do, 20 miles out, 20 miles back. Pick a donut shop, pick a coffee shop to go to 20 miles away. Then after that, why don't you try doing a 60-mile ride? I said, no one gets a bike and the first day they get it does 1,000 miles in a day. And if you did do that, you weren't comfortable doing it. You have to build up some endurance. So that's one of the things that you have to practice. If you want to be a long distance rider, it doesn't come naturally. Just like slow speed skills, they don't come naturally. You have to practice it. Another thing, I have another great rider that I know that he is phenomenal in slow speed skills. I mean, he's mastered that. He can do it. Probably could even teach a class on it. He's that good at it. But he hates riding, and he does not like riding on any type of graded surface. So if it's a fence that's not fence, I'm sorry, a bridge that has gates, graded gates. You know, sometimes you cross over a bridge that has graded gates. If he's riding on that, he'll freak out. He'll be like, we can't go this way if I'm going to be crossing a bridge that has graded gates, graded grates on it, if that makes sense. Same thing with construction. As you see now, I'm riding through a construction site. But if there's any construction that he's going to have to go through, where the ground is groove pavement is what I'm trying to say. Can't get it together. So, you know, sometimes, especially in New York, we always have road construction, as you can see right now. And a lot of times they're resurfacing the road, and the pavement's graded because they've stripped off the, the top coat. And they always have signs, motorcycles, be aware, graded pavement. And for those of you that ride on it, it moves your bike around quite a bit. And you just got to be careful because it'll move it left to right, left to right, left to right. It's moving it all around. So you just got to be careful with the graded pavement. So he will say, listen, let's take a totally different route than going the way that we were going to go, because of the fact that he feels so uncomfortable on the graded pavement. And he'll reroute all of us just because he wants to stay off of that. Again, that's one of those things where, there's some fear that's built into it. And I think even slow speed, maneuvers, there's fear that you're going to drop your bike. There's a little bit of fear built into it. But it's one of those things that I think if you practiced it, if you took your time, you got more accustomed to it, then you'd be able to do it. So I guess the point of this video is, while, again, continue to practice your slow speed skills. I know I will. But there's other aspects, other components of riding a motorcycle and that we need to master, as well as mastering the slow speed skills. Some people have problems merging into traffic on an interstate. Where I live right off of the interstate. I literally have to take an interstate. I have to take a highway to get to my house. There is no other way that I can get to my house without getting on the highway. So one of the first things that I got accustomed to was riding on the highway from when I first got my motorcycle license and first started riding. So I am comfortable on a highway. I'm more comfortable on the highway than I am in a parking lot. But that's because I did it so much, because I had to do it, that it no longer was a fear of mine. So what I'm saying is continue practicing, but everyone knows, everybody's in their own individual rider. There's no one perfect way of riding. There's no one solution to all your ants, to becoming the great rider. It really is just compounding those very small segments into becoming a really good rider. Slow speed skills, driving on the highway, driving long distance if that's what you want to do. Turning, cornering, starting from a stop and making a sharp right turn, all those things. You all know. I'm not saying anything that you don't know already, but it's all components of becoming a great rider. Don't get so, practice only one thing so much that you fail to do the other things. So anyway, it's enough of my rambling for the day. Thanks, Rich from Boots and Jeans Riders. Check out their channel. Thanks for the idea on the topic. And I'm going to enjoy the rest of this day, and we'll be talking to you soon, everyone. Take care, everybody.